This one's a solo game where you're going to be playing as Cinderella throughout her entire story, and it does play over 2 phases, where the first phase is going to be putting you in a garden maze where you're gathering everything you need for your fairy godmother to get you prepared for the ball, and then the second phase has you exploring the palace where you're going to be meeting the prince, leaving behind one of your glass slippers, and making it back before your time runs out. This game is very much a race against time, and depending on how well you do in the first phase, it's going to be giving you a certain amount of time to complete the second phase. In each of these phases, there's going to be a collection of different objectives that you need to complete, like locating your mice or collecting a pumpkin. And you're going to be tracking all of that on a separate card that you'll be rotating as you complete those various tasks. To do all this, you're going to have a token that represents Cinderella, and she's going to be starting on the starting card, which is going to have 4 cards revealed adjacent to it. Each of the cards will have different paths on them that you can use to move Cinderella around on the various cards, and if you are ever moving off the edge of a card, you're just going to be drawing the next card from the deck. This does come with some risk because each of the cards can have different icons on them, and some of them do have these bell icons, and if you ever move past a bell, then that's going to be incrementing the amount of time that you're spending, leaving you with less time to complete the game. Some of these cards even have doors on them that you can use to kind of teleport between them, but this does also cost time to do, and also some of the doors and even some of the paths could be locked, requiring you to complete certain objectives before you're able to use them. Each of the cards can also have some special effects or special actions that you can take advantage of. The ones displayed here are showing you the different actions that you can use to try and fulfill your objectives, but some of the other cards can have some special effects printed on them that you can take advantage of if you do visit that card. And these can allow you to do things like peek ahead in the deck or even reset some of your time, but some of these effects could also be mandatory either when that card's revealed or when you move on to it, and those effects could work for or against you depending on the state of the game and when you trigger them, because they might require you to swap to cards that are either adjacent to you or that are showing different icons, or they might even cause you to rotate the card that you're currently on. Once you've completed all of your objectives for the first phase of the game, you're going to be returning back to the starting card, removing all the cards that are not adjacent to that card, and then shuffling them up into a new deck. And then you're going to be flipping all the cards over because all of these cards are double-sided, and the other side is going to have the palace printed on them. This phase works very similar to the first phase, where you're going to be continuing to try and complete different objectives as quickly as possible to have the best score at the end of the game. But like I said, how well you do on the first phase does dictate how much time you get in the second phase, and also the cards on the second phase I think are a little bit more challenging. If you're able to meet the prince, drop your slipper, and return home before the clock strikes 12, then you win the game. And if you do want to check this one out in more detail, I will have it linked down below.